Hello, everyone, and I'm sorry for not being able to be with you today. And welcome to my presentation, Creating a Makerspace, Fostering Innovation, Creativity, and Education. I'm Dr. Said Mahmoud, and I work as an assistant professor at a university here in Dubai. I worked as a Makerspace manager for 5 years. Today, I'll share with you how makerspaces can transform education by encouraging hands-on learning and creative problem solving. And I will share also some tips for creating a makerspace from scratch. So today, we will cover four main areas. First, I'll give you an overview of the maker movement and its core ideas. Next, we will define what makerspaces are and see how they have evolved in education. Then we will explore a framework called the Makerspace Quadrant, which explains different ways of learning in the makerspaces. Finally, I will outline practical steps for planning, creating, and managing a makerspace from scratch. Also, I'll share some pieces of advice from my experience. So let's get started. So the maker movement, um, the definition of the maker movement is it is like a global community of people who love to create, invent, and learn by doing. It began when some individuals started sharing ideas and projects like building robots, crafting electronics, or designing 3D prints in magazines or fairs or even online. As you can see here on the screen, the maker movement began in 2000 with the rise of do-it-yourself culture. And in 2005, Make magazine was launched. And by 2006, the first Maker Fair in San Francisco attracted more than 20,000 visitors. Today, there are a lot of, or like over 200,000 events in more than 40 countries, maybe with more than 200,000 people participating each year in this makerspace or maker fairs to showcase their projects. Okay, let's here define who is a maker. A maker is someone who is passionate about innovation and loves to create. And also he has some skills, some technical skills or some soft skills. And the makers also are working together to share ideas. Okay, so now we will move to a makerspace. A makerspace, what is the definition of a makerspace? A makerspace is, that's my favorite definition. A makerspace is a physical place where you can work on hands-on projects or digital projects. It has both physical and digital tools, and it is designed for learning by doing. You do something or you make something. In makerspace, collaboration is important. Mistakes are welcome. We are always happy for whenever students make mistakes. And in fact, they should embrace mistakes as making mistakes as a way to learn. Let's speak about types of makerspace. What are the different types of the makerspace? You might see a standalone makerspace in a separate building, or there is like a library makerspace, part of a library, or a private makerspace where you can pay money to do something like print or 3D print something. Also, it might be part of a classroom. We call it a classroom makerspace. And also, we might call design technology labs as a type of a makerspace. Also, you might see a bus makerspace or a van makerspace. It's like mobile or portable makerspace. And the last thing, maker cart, where it's like cart is where you put different things related to the makerspace and you move it from one place to another. So what you might find in a makerspace. In a makerspace, you might find different station in the make in inside it. Starting from filming station, you might find filming station, or sometimes we'll call it um, audio station, podcast station, green screen station, drone stations for drone racing or coding or robotics, gaming station where students design games or learn through gaming, 3D printing station where students design or 3D print models, digital station where students work on digital projects such as designing interactive books or designing films or animated videos, and of course, art and craft station. And the last thing is laser cutting station, where you can find laser cutting to engrave or cut different types of materials such as wood. You might also add woodwork station for different types of woodwork. So what are the benefits of makerspaces in education? Makerspaces help or can help develop essential skills such as critical thinking, problem solving skills, creativity. They bring theory to life through practical projects, build community by connecting peers, and prepare students for the future and in STEM and creative industries. In fact, one of the most important topics we are going to speak here about integrating STEAM in makerspaces by combining science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Makerspace offer STEAM learning experience. They bridge the gap between classroom theory and practical application. That's why we call it it's a connection between hands-on activities and minds-on activities. In fact, makerspaces are a gem or the gem for the students where they can apply STEAM projects or develop 21st century skills. For interactive activity engagement in makerspaces, learning becomes fun through interactive activities, whether it's like 3D printing or robotics competition or laser cutting projects. These hands-on activities can encourage creativity and teamwork and experimentation. And as I mentioned before, mistakes are welcome. Let's speak about Makerspace quadrant, which developed by a Finnish researcher called Vorikari. The Makerspace quadrant is a helpful framework that shows different learning approaches within the makerspaces. It brings both structured teacher-led activities and informal creative exploration to bridge traditional education with real-world projects. So let's discuss it in details. For the Makerspace quadrant. The Makerspace quadrant, number one, there are like four parties as you can see on the screen. Number one is structure education space. This connected to schools or academic universities. It's organized teacher-led projects with clear objectives. Number two, learning as a community. It's group activities that foster teamwork and communication. Number three, learning as a methodology, hands-on problem solving using design thinking sometimes, and an iterative process to learn. Number four, learning as a life skill. This is for like gaining practical skills that are useful in everyday life and prepare the students for their future or helping the students to be future ready. It depends on you which approach you can choose for your makerspace. So what is the impact of a makerspace or what is the impact of makerspace quadrant in education? This number one, it's like blended approach where both digital tools and hands-on learning can be combined together. As a result, students can develop deeper understanding of subjects, uh, and become more creative and improve their collaboration skills. Or real life projects such, such as 3D printings, robotics are great examples for this. Um, so how can we make a makerspace? How can we create a makerspace? In fact, there are 4 steps for making a makerspace. As you can see on the screen, it is starting with planning to define your vision, goals, and target audience. Are you making for students, university students, public, private? Design, plan the space, select equipment, ensure safety measures are in place, and implementation, set up the space, train staff, launch your program, think about the operational plan of the makerspace, evaluation, and this is very important. Try to gather feedback or make improvement over time. Try to create a system for collecting feedback from the audience after each project. Now, for planning your infrastructures, when it comes to planning your infrastructures in the makerspace, you need to start with a good location, suitable location, somewhere accessible and safe, of course. It choose essential tools like 3D printer. You might start with one 3D printer, laser cutter, and computers, other things, iPad. It's important to budget wisely for equipment and maintenance, and even to have like petty cash with you in case you need more um, tools. And staff training, it's very important to ensure the space meets safety. And remember, you are making a makerspace to meet the needs of your users. Building community and partnership, it's very important because it's not just about the space, it's about collaboration. Engage local businesses for resources, invite parents, for example. A sponsorship, you can look for sponsorships, can also help provide additional funding. I remember my previous makerspace was fully funded by the parents, by the way. So this is very important to engage the local community. Um, Here, it's about if you are ready to create your makerspace, and if you are excited to start your own makerspace, remember there are 4 steps. Plan your vision, design, implement, and evaluate what you did. Empowering dreams. I used to describe my makerspace as it's like a factory for the school or a factory for the students, because it can help the students to achieve their dreams. And of course, a makerspace is like a gym for the students to develop 21st century skills. And a makerspace are a place for collaboration, problem solving, and digital literacy. And also, it's like a place for achieving dreams. It's like a factory, as I mentioned. So here's safety first. Creating a secure makerspace. Safety is essential, and in any makerspace, every space should have clear safety plan. Number one, with signs posted at each tool. So you need to have um, safety policy for 3D printing, safety policy for a laser cutter, and should be like a poster, and it should be visible in a clear place. Regular safety training also, it's very important, should be held, or staff should be available to ensure that everyone follows the guidelines, and this is very important. So, or also you might think of sending your staff to specific place to be safety certified. When it comes to booking system, I advise you to have a booking system. This is very important to keep the makerspace running smoothly, and it's a good idea to use a booking system like I recommend schoolbooking.com. This helps. I already use it. It helps manage the use of tools, equipment, organize appointments, even so students can book like a makerspace specialist or a manager or a staff. So it's amazing tool for booking the Makerspace tools or even stations. Um, Sustaining growth with the long-term project. Usually we divide the project done in the Makerspace are such as like short-term project, like project for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and long-term projects. Um, Long-term projects are valuable because they allow students to explore topics in depth. These are projects that mimic real-life problem solving and project management, and they like encourage teamwork over like weeks or months, which help students to build robust skills for the future. So I highly recommend working on short-term project and also long-term projects. When it comes to design thinking, you need a framework for the students to guide them while they are working. Of course, you might know that design thinking is a human-centered approach to solving problem, and it involves five like steps: empathy, define, ideate, prototype, test. This process encourages learning from failures, refining ideas through continuous feedback. You need design thinking or other frameworks such as the engineering design process to guide students while they are working. Um, for creativity with AI in the makerspace, AI is, as you know, is increasingly becoming a part of creative project and makerspaces. Tools like Motion can animate like static images, and you will find different, of course, tools like what I'm suggesting now. Tools like this, for example, tools like Motion here can help students to create animated videos. Dub um, can sync audio with characters for storytelling. Clipchamp offers simple video editing options using AI. So these tools add a new level of creativity and efficiency to work or to project work inside the makerspace. My last piece of advice for you is to start small and gradually. So thank you very much for being here. Um, and uh, again, I'm sorry for not being able to be with you today. And thank you very much for listening. I hope this presentation has inspired you to consider how makerspaces can transform education and empower students. If you have any questions, please feel free to communicate with me. Here is my email on the screen. You can see it. Thank you very much. Thank you.